In this video, you'll learn how to find literary criticism in library search and in an English literature database called Literature Online. Up until now, you've probably used library search quite a bit. It's a great tool for research in many academic disciplines, but English literature is one area where it can struggle. English assignments often ask you to use literary sources or literary criticism. This means that you need to use sources that study, interpret, and evaluate literature. These are the exact kind of articles that library search tends to bury really far down the results list, unless you search in a certain way. Library search has a better chance of retrieving literary criticism when your search terms include a particular title or author. For example, if I search for The Marrow Thieves as a phrase and turn on peer review, the results look pretty good. It's a popular and topical work of literature, so this might seem unsurprising. Looking through the list, most of these journal titles seem like they would be about literature. Based on that example, you might expect another popular title, like Alice in Wonderland, to work just as well. However, looking at these results, it doesn't, as there are so many versions, spin-offs, and references, including a medical condition. This is a perfect example of when it might be better to use an English literature database. If I search for Alice in Wonderland in Literature Online, we shouldn't encounter the medical syndrome anymore. You can limit your results to peer review, and because we're in an environment that's intended for this kind of research, there's actually a button here to limit the results to literary criticism. Looking through the titles, these seem much more relevant than what we saw in library search. Another situation where library search may not work is when there isn't anything published on your particular text. For example, if I search for the title, The Seventh Town of Ghosts, with the author's name, nothing shows up. Remember that library search searches all of our subscriptions, so this means that Literature Online won't have results for these search terms either. When this happens, you'll need to draw comparisons and search by theme, and library search may not work well with such search terms. Let me demonstrate. Let's say you read The Seventh Town of Ghosts, and you want to write your paper on the mother-daughter relationship in the opening poem. So, you search for mother-daughter relationships as a phrase, hoping to read scholars' interpretations of this dynamic in other works. Your results contain plenty of articles from psychology, health, and other disciplines that might not be appropriate for an English literature course. You try adding search terms like literature or character, but the results do not improve. This is a common experience and another example of when it might be best to try an English literature database. When I run the same search in Literature Online, turn on peer review, and limit to literary criticism, there are plenty of results that touch on this theme. I just need to make the search a bit more specific, such as by adding a term from my reading. I hope that this video offered you a better sense of when and where to search for literary criticism. Good luck in your research, and do reach out to us at Research Help if you would like more tips and support.